Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Amor Artis Brewing Company out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. This one is called Ashley Schaeffer Plum Sour Ale. And description says a nod to Eastbound and Down, which I haven't seen that show in forever, so I completely forgot about that or didn't even realize it. The sour underwent primary fermentation in an oak fodder, then was transferred into Chianti casks with 250 pounds of plums from Concord's Barbie Farms, where it aged for 9 months. So it's a Chianti barrel-aged plum sour, and it is 6.7 ABV. I did not go there when they released this, so I didn't get a chance to try it on tap, but they did still have bottles the next time I went, so I grabbed one to give it a go. I have heard some good things about it, so we will see. It smells pretty good. Again, that was just a tiny preliminary sniff in the bottle, which doesn't mean that much. I think a lot of people know that. Once you pour it in a glass and let it open up, it can change drastically. So it has a nice pinkish, rusty orange color, almost like a rosé. Like any fairly highly carbonated wild ale. It had a small white head, but it fizzled out very quickly. So I'm definitely getting some like cheesy funk. There is a little bit of like a red wine, like footy character. There's some oak. I do get something that's a little minerally, and then something that's it almost reminds me of like peach or apricot more than plum, but I guess that's still kind of all like a stone fruit type thing. It's somewhere in between like the dark fruits and the what you generally think of stone fruit as nectarine, apricot, peach, which I guess plums do kind of fall in the middle of those two things, so that does make sense. That's nice. It's weird because it hits you very, very strong on the front of the tongue with like this big tartness, where it's almost like, oh no, this is going to be like an acid bomb. But then in the swallow, it's actually pretty, like, it is tart, but it's also pretty drying. Like there's no heartburn, like throat burn, acidity, or like anything from the carbonation. It's a very nice expression of the fruit, while still being like a true wild ale and having that cheesy funk and oaky character from the barrel. So I heard someone say that this was somewhat similar to like the Tilken. I forget what the plum version of their goose is, but I don't know that I would say that this is that, because it's definitely an Americanized version. It doesn't have that same depth as one of the true lambic, but I know I've said this a bunch of times in the channel. With those lambics, you get more depth, but then you also get some stuff that I don't particularly like, that the burnt rubber popcorny flavor that like a lot of Dry Fontaine has. And I don't even know if I pronounced that right. So if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm not French. I'm not Belgian. I don't speak Flemish. But overall, for like an American interpretation of a plum wild ale, I think this is think this is very good. Sorry, my dog's going crazy just because there's a person who's walking down the street. It's not even a person with a dog, because that's how crazy he is. But yeah, I honestly, this kind of, I had a Plum. I don't think it was the. Now I'm drawing a blank. Whatever the standard, like 3.5 to 4% wild ale is from Funk Factory, Meerts. I had a Plum. I don't remember if it was the Plum Meerts or if it was a different Plum beer from Funk Factory, but this actually reminds me of that a lot, which is saying a lot because Funk Factory, in my opinion, is one of the best American wild ale producers. This is a very, very good balance of wild fermentation and fruit. A lot of fruited wild ales, and I'm talking about true wild ales, not kettle sour stuff. They usually go one, like, I don't want to say too much in one way or the other because it's all personal preference, but for me, they're usually very heavily fruited and not too much funk, or they're like super funky and the fruit kind of gets lost in that. This is a really nice blend of those two different sides of this style of beer. So I think this is significantly better than the last couple wild ales I've had from these guys. Not that the other ones were bad, but I thought they were kind of just like middle of the road, what you could get from a lot of other breweries that are doing this type of stuff. I think this is definitely above average. I think this was like $16 or something. Excuse me. I would definitely pay that again for this. I think this is very good, and I'm going to buy another one of these to share with some people in Pittsburgh because I think this is really nice, and they would appreciate it. It's just a really well-rounded, nice American wild ale with a really nice fruit presence to it. So yeah, I would for sure buy this again. I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.